see it. And that's a whole nother issue, too. That if you can't actually see something and you dare to call it out and speak about it, then you're crazy.
Meanwhile, the top Russian general came out 4 days ago and said we're at war with the U.S., but that doesn't matter.
No, that's fine as well.
I mean, it's just bizarro land. George in Ontario, Canada, you're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for taking my call. I got a two-part question I'd like to throw at you just to get your comments.
I'll do my best.
I've heard you say quite a few times that the U.S. military is awake. I'm just wondering what side they're actually on, because I'm kind of curious, why are they taking orders from Obama if they can see the writing on the wall for the country and the Constitution? I'm just curious why you think maybe they're... Is it because the brass at the top are paid off and they're just going along like sheep, or is there another reason why?
I think you answered your own question. They're just like anybody else. They're compartmentalized. They're individuals. They know our government's not run by our government. It's run by foreign interests. They know our government's destabilizing countries, starting wars, siding with radical Islamists to attack Russia in Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Chechnya, and other areas. They now know. And if you ask what they believe, they're on the American people's side. They're on the Constitution side. They're on the Bill of Rights side. They are the most group, the most awake group out there. The problem is the brass is all under heavy surveillance. There's a huge culling and a purge going on of brass that don't play ball. And that's been in the news. So I'm just saying the good news is the military was given their orders to prepare for national gun confiscation and civil war about 4 years ago. And since then, it's come out in the news. And that totally woke them up and backfired. So, Anthony, your take on that?
Just remember when every single major nuke commander was fired over a period of several months, just last year, because they wouldn't play ball on all of the secret nuke transfers that were going on, all the top generals being fired, the general that made a YouTube video about it. I mean, there's total insanity. I think there's infighting at every level in the brass.
It appears, as best we know, they are decommissioning our backup arsenals. They are selling us out right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, folks, the borders are wide open. I mean, the country's gone right now. It's like we've just been stabbed. We're bleeding to death. And I'm like, let's get a tourniquet on here. Let's fix the arteries that are cut. They're like, shut up, conspiracy theorist. I mean, this is epic what's going on.
There could be a whole show about every single thing we just talked about. There could be a whole 24 hours of every single thing.
Yeah, why'd they fire every nuke commander?
Yeah.
Everyone.
And it just came out over and over again. And then I remember the Associated Press was like, oh, it was actually secret, but we got a tip about it, and then they had to admit it.
And there were standoffs at Dias with the security force that was police aiming guns and like, where are these nukes going?
Regular trucks picking up nuclear weapons.
And they're like, there's no documents, and then the base commander comes out. I mean, you know, we're living in Twilight Zone here, folks.
Yeah, and I think that really answers the question that there's two sides to it. I think there is a side that obviously is on freedom, and that's the majority of individuals, and then there is a small shadowy group that wants to crush those individuals and is with Obama, no question. That's how they're operating these, strange strategies.
Yeah, there's an internal battle, folks. I appreciate your call. Hope that answers your question, George. And does it answer it?
Yeah, I just have one other quick comment. I started seeing lately on social media people saying stuff like it's time to send the Marines to Washington and that sort of thing. You ever expect that maybe the troops would get so mad at the government that it would make...
Sure. But historically, that usually goes bad. We just need to restore the republic, get back to common sense, balance our budget, not destabilize the country. The foreign banks want to wreck the country. Our country's so wealthy, so powerful, still has goodwill. If we say we're sorry, that we've pulled up and start going the right direction, the world will have a huge sigh of relief. We have a bunch of foreign banks using us as their bully to dominate the world, making corrupt countries like Russia and China look like good guys. They're not good guys either. It's that we're run by just absolute crazy scum that has a score to settle with everybody. The elite want to break this country. They hate the American people. They hate the Russians because they're sovereign. They hate Syria because they're sovereign. Think how much they hate us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, George. Mayoff in New York. Got to move quick. Go ahead.
Yes, Alice, it's actually Mayat. It's M-A-A-T.
It's okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, ISIL and ISIS, there are obvious aspects that this was created by the Mossad and CIA and those type forces. They don't attack any Israeli targets. They weren't hit when they left Syria into Jordan. They have new equipment with keys and manuals attached and Toyota trucks that aren't imported.
That are from the U.S. Ma'am, listen, Wesley Clark just came out and said that our allies, quote, funded them. Well, it's on record. We funded them, too. Everybody's involved. You're absolutely right.
Can you hold me over into overdrive?
Well, ma'am, we can't do overdrive on Sunday. Call me back tomorrow. In fact, I'm out of time. Anthony, final word.
We're taking down Monsanto. We're taking down McDonald's. We can ultimately change the system. It sounds like every caller and everyone wants that. They want to change the system.
Sure. And we say America, NATO, Israel, Turkey are behind ISIS. No, they're not. Criminal elements are allowing these groups to do this. Most people in Israel and Turkey don't like funding ISIS. Okay? So that's the issue. God bless you all. Great job, crew. Back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, Lord willing, with the weekday broadcast.